nobody's gonna take care of you before you take care of yourself. Even if you have kids, you're always taking care of somebody else, but we never think about the times when we have to take care of ourselves.
I don't even know his name. What's his name? Peter?
What's his name, Peter?
I don't even know.
What's his name? Peter?
Fuck it.
Let's just skip the countdown. This is funny. This is a funny story right here. Now.
Judge Leslie Alden had just sentenced me to 1 year in jail for contempt of court as part of my divorce. I knew the instant that I saw Judge Alden's haircut that I was finito.
Is it the story of the breakdancing dad versus the TikTok daughter?
My family when I was 5 years old. That is a wife and 4 kids. He abandoned us and then pursued amateur breakdancing.
Take a look at this 60-year-old breakdancer. Yes, 60 years old. That's Ben Hart. He's competing at a breakdancing competition in Philadelphia.
This guy wouldn't pay my medical bills.
That is not true.
So this is a very interesting story. Why is that?
I had allowed my ex-wife to take 97% of the marital assets, which totaled $1.7 million for her. I left myself with $72,000, which was quickly consumed by lawyers. Inexplicably, I had also agreed to give my ex-wife an additional $100,000 in cash above and beyond the marital assets that we had. So my ex-wife was supposed to get $1.8 million.
Now, the story is led by a young lady who went viral because she said that her dad left her family to become a breakdancer. Here's some of that video.
I know my dad posted like a 10-minute video or whatever being like, you know, my daughter's lying. We have a great relationship. I have a great relationship with all my kids. That's just objectively not true. Like, guys, we're all freaking out about this in my family group chat right now. We're being like, he's so unhinged and delusional. We don't know if he actually believes his own narrative or if he's lying on purpose, but he's just like a weird guy. Yeah, he said he lived down the street from us. That's not true.
Stop the cap.
Or like if he did, it was only for a few months maybe, but I don't want to get into this. Like, again, like my video was basically like sanitizing the situation and like poking fun at the lightest parts of that childhood trauma. But obviously in real life, it was a lot more like complicated and traumatic, and it was really hard. He left us, immediately married another woman. We didn't hear from him for years. And then he would visit every few months and we'd go out to dinner, but like he truly had no hand in raising us at all.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here.
Yeah. Some money growing up, I honestly don't know the nitty gritty of the financial situation. I really, really don't. Bottom line is this guy was a completely absent father.
The dad had to make a rebuttal. Here goes some of that video.
Now, I don't really blame Maddie for any of this, though she is 25 years old and should know better. And she's just repeating the lies she's been told by her mom for 19 years. Now, remember the theme of Betsy's books, newspaper columns, and TV appearances. She presents herself as a single mom who raised 4 kids by herself with no help from the dad, who abandoned the family. No help from dad whatsoever, right? What Betsy always fails to mention is I paid her about $4 million over the years in alimony, child support, health insurance, life insurance, contributed more than $600,000 to the kids' college fund.
Now, people have seen a good bit of the video, as you've seen a good bit of the video. What the hell do we make of this, man?
You know what? It's the problem is the kids never know. Leave your shit to the parents. Excuse my language. You know, mind your business. Like, mind your business. And the problem is that you know, in today's society is that we always want to talk about the stuff that we don't know. And they were children back then when it first started happening, when it first started going on, and they got mad at the pops. And the mom didn't tell them that she wasn't being honest and trying to, you know, point the finger at the dad and saying, oh, he left us.
She also fails to mention that I lived a bit more than a mile down the street from the kids in LaGrange, Illinois. Easy walking distance, sidewalks all the way. I saw the kids all the time. So no, I did not abandon the kids at all. Betsy and I got a divorce. About half of marriages in America end in divorce. It's common. And no, Betsy did not raise the kids with no help from the dad, as she's been claiming in her books, TV appearances, and newspaper columns. She also took every legal action possible to prevent me from seeing my kids, including filing a motion to prevent visitation.
When he gave 97%, like he said, 92, he left them with $1.8 million and was like, hey, let's just keep it cordial. Let's, I just want to come see my kids. And that happens a lot because they just want to, some of the, the men just want to say, hey, I just want to see my kids. I want you to be happy. Let me just see my kids. And that's the problem with it. And they want to say, well, he didn't do what he was supposed to do. He did. And if she get mad about I need counseling because my boyfriend messed up my head, well, go get counseling. That's not his job to pay for your counseling when you're 24 years old.
He wouldn't pay her medical bills. Then comes Ben, stage name Benihana, with a 10-minute reaction video and some pretty good-natured corrections. He claimed he lived close by after the divorce, did pay medical bills, child support, put money into a college fund to the tune of around $5 million all in all to cover the cost of the kids, and said he saw his kids often when they were growing up.
It's on them. It's not on him no more. And I do really think it's not even her fault as a girl, as a woman. It's not even his fault. I'm gonna put the blame all on the mother. And I hate to say it, it's not all women. We going back. We're going back to it. I know we had this hiatus, and we've been out for month two or whatever like that. But it's not all women. But it's not that brother's fault. It's not even her fault too. But she shouldn't have been putting the blame on him. But you gotta put it on the mother this time.
Now, I don't really blame Maddie for any of this, though she is 25 years old and should know better. And she's just repeating the lies she's been told by her mom for 19 years. During our divorce proceedings, Betsy destroyed my business with her subpoenas and deposition requests to my clients. So my clients ran for the tall grass. I then fell short on payments. Betsy and her lawyers then filed a show cause petition with the court, asking that I be put in jail for contempt of court. So that's what happened when I had the misfortune of entering the courtroom of this feminist judge. I knew the instant I saw Judge Leslie Alden's haircut that I was in big trouble.
Hey, I need to pause you right there. I need you to jump out and in. You got to lag. Recording, I'm going to take it out. The world of editing, y'all. It be like that sometimes. But he should pop back.
America, vero, tu hai un ragazzo pazzo.
You know, in our community, I think we see this so much we forget that everybody have the same damn problems. Don't even matter the color. And I find it interesting to see a person complain when really you've been given so much. But is it our fault she didn't know? But even if she knows now, does she supposed to take accountability for being told a lie all this time? Because this is where this is where it gets interesting. She still stands by it.
Can you kind of explain a little bit of the controversy?
Of course. Okay, so for anybody who is listening who doesn't know me, which is probably most people because I'm literally not famous.
Millions of followers.
Unfortunately, though, I have become semi-famous literally just in like Republican hate circles. Most recently, I made a video about my dad because my dad abandoned my family when I was little and he like went on to become a pretty famous breakdancer. And I made a video that was like very funny, tongue-in-cheek about that. But because my dad is like a huge Republican, huge Bitcoiner, like he's so bizarre, he has this sort of cultish following around him. And in the video that he posted, he's like wearing a Bitcoin t-shirt. He has an American flag behind him. Like he's like, oh, and then Elon Musk responded to my dad's video being like, you're awesome. Like you're an awesome dad. You're awesome. So that got all of the Elon Musk fans after me. It was sort of just a whole controversial moment in my
We left off at the fact that the girl, TikTok girl, has so many people rallying behind her and championing the fact that even with the proof that this young father gave, they still ain't rocking with him. As a father, how do you feel about this, brother?
I understand a lot of people don't have good communications with, i.e., a lot of father-daughter communication, especially after divorce, because of the same fact that you feel like that a lot of people left you and you don't have the...
To this point, you still don't have no understanding?
I guess stability that you need, especially when it comes down to disgruntled families, especially when you stay so close. Communications is always the key, but you don't know what's said outside of the household or inside of the household when you're gone. And he's spitting some of the, well, I'm gonna say he's saying his side of the story because we don't know if they're all facts. We don't know what's going on, even though he's putting up some of the documentations, but his wife might be saying, some of the other stuff.
Betsy Hart didn't exactly write the book on love, but she does write a nationally syndicated column about it.
Betsy went through a divorce and suddenly became a single mother of 4. She speaks from experience. Her practical and humorous insights on family issues are often featured on shows like Fox and Friends and other media outlets. Betsy's new book, From the Heart, is a collection of some of her most popular columns.
But guess what? So many women in particular, and certainly children, get really short-shifted in the process.
Boy, they really, really do. You went through a divorce in 2004. What was that like for you?
Well, I was devastated. I very much did not want it. It was not my choice. But suddenly there I was with 4 very young children, just
Yikes.
10 down to 3. And I was sort of thinking, oh my goodness, what do I do now? Fortunately, I had a wonderful support network, and I had a wonderful church life and was already walking with God. And then he used that to come in and draw me, I think, so much closer to himself. And over those 8 years, learned and grew a lot, and learned through adversity, and to let my children see me in adversity and not have to pretend, oh, this is all great, when it's not, and to let them see that pain.
It's so hard, isn't it? When you're in the midst of such deep pain yourself, and then you feel so like you have to fill the bill for all of your children at a time where this is very devastating for them too. How did you juggle all of that?
I think it's okay to let our children see us when we're broken, because so often God works through the brokenness. When we say, this is really hard, but I'm walking with God anyway, that can almost be more powerful, I think, than look at me, I have it all together. Because one is about God and the other is about me, and I want it to be about God. And then so many of those columns made it into my book, From the Heart, and with a lot of more backstory and sort of putting the whole story together, about making wise choices in relationships, about asking for what we as women really want.
Stop the cap.
It's times like this when, he has a son that might need to step in and say, hey, what's going on with you and, dad, and, cut him some slack. He did everything he could, do, and did everything that he possibly have done, and see where the communication falls short there. And if not, I hate to say it, sometimes you just gotta leave it alone and see where it grows after that. Because like you said, you got one, that came along, and you just got one that's disgruntled. It happens that way sometimes. Not everybody's gonna have a good relationship with, your family. And you just gotta see where it is. Maybe she is mad just because he won't give her the money that he has. Maybe she feels entitled. Maybe she feels like his money is her money, because he gave her so much. He gave her mom so much money, and she feels like maybe he's came along and maybe he got more money than his ex-wife has right now, and she wants more, but she can't get it right now. And maybe that's where her beef is.
During our divorce proceedings, Betsy destroyed my business with her subpoenas and deposition requests to my clients. So my clients ran for the tall grass. I then fell short on payments. Betsy and her lawyers then filed a show cause petition with the court, asking that I be put in jail for contempt of court. And many of you are asking these questions in the comments to my previous videos. Many of you were asking, why would I give my ex 97% of the family assets at the end of the marriage in 2004, totaling about $1.8 million, and then leave myself with just $72,000, which was quickly consumed by lawyers? And why would I agree to pay my ex $18,000 per month in alimony and support, which was later reduced to $12,000 per month after extensive litigation? And why would I agree to pay child support until each kid turns 22 years old? And these are all very good questions. Many ask, why would I agree to that arrangement? Usually marital assets are split 50-50. Well, my answer to that was, I wanted to make sure that the kids could continue living at their current level and wouldn't need to downgrade their lifestyle because of the divorce.
Bump that. I don't like this girl. I don't like daughters like that.
I didn't say I liked her, but I
ain't saying you did. I ain't saying he did. It's me talking. This the answer. Yo, I'm the one talking. Yo, nah, I don't like this. I don't like it. I don't support it. For one, that man has a right to defend himself. I don't care what nobody who defends this girl is saying. He has an American duty to defend his dutifulness on the duty. And I'm not rocking with that. That was foul. For first of all, as an adult, she could have literally just picked up the phone before she made such accusations. But Pero, she's still running with it. She's still running with it. So therefore, she finds some music for this little internet stardom that she got. Shame on you, daughter. I don't care who agree with her and think that is cool. That shit is whack, B. It's whack. I'm sorry. I'm just going to call it for what it is, man. And if my daughter was to do something like that, I'm pulling out the belt. I would not tolerate such disrespect for my child. You going on TikTok and the rest of the world talking about some, my dad, and it was tongue-in-cheek. Hell no. Ain't nothing tongue-in-cheek about that. It was disrespectful. That's what it was. And I don't take such shenanigans in the bloodline of the Galloway. Remember that. So all I'm saying is, man, I ain't rocking with that, man. Dub Dad, thanks for holding it down. Thanks for having the proof. Because people was doubting you, brother. You was losing clients. They ain't want to see you make it out here. Now you winning like DJ Khaled, man.
You smart. You very smart. We the best. You a genius.
He winning like Khaled. And I'm support the man. Can we get a round of applause for the daddy, man? Can we get some rounds of applause for the father, man? Because you know what, man?
I got you.
What is applause at? I ain't hear nothing. We going to... Edit something.
Still in here?
We ain't hear nothing, brother. We ain't hear nothing. We can't tolerate this in 2024. Not 2025, not 2030, not 2050, goddammit. This is what I'm saying when it comes to the people. Now remember, men do salty shit just like women. Remember that. But this, as I say on the Action Network all the time, asinine.
Yeah. Just keep on making your Six Flags commercials, man. We know it's you out there. Dun, 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 dun. That's you. We know it's you out there. But yeah. We got you.
Yo, Dub Dad, L Daughter, Anti-Network.
In addition, I initially agreed to pay Betsy about $18,000 per month in support. That was during the separation. This was later reduced to $12,000 per month after extensive litigation. And also, child support would last until age 22 for each child.
I beg your pardon?
In some ways, I thought this might be a money saver for me. Because Betsy was such a spendaholic. Yes, the kids would be able to live at their current level for the most part. But Betsy would have limits on what she could spend on boob jobs, facelifts, clothes, lavish vacations, expensive landscaping, trips to the spa, fancy cars, and whatnot. She would probably have to host fewer fancy parties.
You smart. You very smart.
Fortunately, I had a wonderful support network, and I had a wonderful church life and was already walking with God. And then he used that to come in and draw me, I think, so much closer to himself. So when we say this is really hard, but I'm walking with God anyway.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.